Welcome to Safe Money Retirement Radio with your host, Tim Wood. Tim is a certified financial fiduciary and a no-market risk retirement and income specialist, and the owner of SafeMoneyRetirement.com, primarily serving Western North Carolina, East Tennessee, and Southwest Virginia. But he's sought after nationally for his expertise in helping people secure their retirements. Mr. Wood is a licensed life insurance professional in multiple states and specializes in working with people who are near retirement and those who have already retired with wealth management, income planning, and asset protection strategies. And now, here to talk with you about no market risk retirement planning, your host, Tim Wood.
Welcome to Safe Money Retirement Radio. I'm Tim Wood, an asset and retirement protection specialist. Back in 2022, I released my book, Safe Money Retirement, Your Game Plan for Success. And today, I'm thrilled to have journalist and podcast pioneer Doug Sandler with Turnkey Podcast Productions with me to discuss the 8th chapter of my book. Welcome to Safe Money Retirement Radio, Doug.
Thanks, Tim. Thanks for inviting me. Thanks for sharing your expertise. Here's part 2 of chapter 8. I'm always excited to be here, and I love talking to you. One of my passions is speaking to best-selling authors to get more details about the stories they share in their book, and you have some great ones in yours. We're going to talk about some of them today, but we're really going to go into more of the stories with chapter 9 on the next episode of this. But today, I really want to talk about this chapter 8. We're breaking it into 2 parts. There's a lot of information. Today, we're going to talk about growth plans. So let's get into the chapter. And this chapter is titled The Key to Peace of Mind and Income You Can't Outlive and Growth with No Losses. All right, Tim, I'll bite. No losses. What do you mean by growth with no losses? How is that even possible?
It seems like it's too good to be true, doesn't it? But there really are plans out there. They really do exist that basically give you exactly what that says, growth with no losses. We just have to determine what type of growth plan do you want and how much access are you going to want to that money. So there are plans out there that just give you a set rate of return for a set period of time that work very much like a CD. They're called MYGAs, multi-year guaranteed annuities. They pay a certain rate for a certain percentage or certain amount of time. Like, for example, again, rates change all the time, but right now in April of 23, there's one in the state of Tennessee where I am that's paying a little or right around 5.5% for 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
So you could put your money into that. You're going to make 5.5% for 5 years. And then in 5 years, we figure out what we're going to do with the money then. Or there are plans out there that allow you to put your money into a product that either that product is only credited based on an external index. In other words, it could be tied to the S&P or the NASDAQ or the BNP. There's a bunch of different indexes out there. And if that index goes up, you get a percentage of those gains. That percentage is called a participation rate. A lot of y'all have heard that term and it seems very confusing. All a participation rate is, it's a percentage of gains you get to keep in a fixed indexed annuity. That's all it is. So there are products out there that allow you to either grow on a fixed rate like we were talking about, or grow based on what happens in the market. And then there's actually a few hybrid products out there, Doug, that actually allow you to choose between the two every single year. So you could get into a 10-year fixed indexed annuity and every single year decide between, do I want my money to grow at a fixed rate or do I want my money to grow based on what's happening in the market? And we make that determination in your annual review every year. That's why I meet with my clients every single year to discuss what do we want to do for this coming year? What's going on in the market? What's going on in the world? Everything, and try to make the best decision to give you the best chance for growth. Also, the last thing, these growth plans, almost all of them have no fee at all. 0 fees. So you're getting rid of all the fees you're paying. You're getting rid of all the risk that you're taking with having any losses, and you're getting growth either based on a fixed amount or a market amount or a hybrid of both. That's how these things work.
All right. What else do I need to know about the types of annuities or how they fit into a growth plan? Is there anything that you're missing here?
No, I mean, really, it's more so, again, just going back through the whole process of what do we need to do? What is the purpose for your money? I hate to keep saying that in every single episode, but it's that important. That's what I work with people is let's determine the purpose for your money. Money sitting in an account isn't doing anything. It's just sitting there. So let's determine what the purpose for that money is. And if the purpose is just to have growth with no losses, then we basically just look and figure out exactly how you want it to work. And then we just basically choose the best option.
Got it. Got it. And you have some great stories in your entire book, but you have one specifically in chapter 8 about how people can't have their cake and eat it too, but they can with annuities. All right, Marie Antoinette, you gotta tell me what you're talking about. Explain growth and protection. Tell me what that is.
Well, and most people, I mean, we've all heard that our entire life, right? You can't have your cake and eat it too. And that is true in most cases. But with annuities, you really can, because like you said, you can get growth and protection in the exact same product. So when you're looking at these growth plans, that not only do they have decent growth where you can get a fixed rate or it can be based on the market and all that stuff, but you are completely covered from any losses. These are all everything that I do, every product my company represents, and right now we're licensed in 19 different states and getting ready to go to 20 here in a couple of days. Every license we have in every single state that we're licensed and insured and all that stuff are all fixed licenses. We do not have any variable licenses, which means we do not even touch, and I can't even deal with any products that have any chance of losses. So anything that we do, yes, you're going to have growth based on whatever we choose as far as the growth, but you're getting 100% protection from any kind of market losses. That was part 1 of the second section of my interview with Doug Sandler about chapter 8 of my book, Save Money Part 3, The Key to Peace of Mind. Stay tuned next week for part 2 of section 2 of chapter 8. Are you ready to step away from all of the risks and have your own safe money retirement? A copy of my book can help be a roadmap to get you there. Safe Money Retirement, Your Game Plan for Success was written to help educate soon-to-be retirees or current retirees about what their options really are in retirement. Options for gains with no losses, options for income that you cannot outlive or your spouse can't outlive. You need to know what your options really are and how you can work with a certified financial fiduciary to make sure that you are in the best option. And my book can help. I will give you a copy absolutely free. Just give us a call, 844-905-SAFE. That's 844-905-7233. Or just log right onto our website at safemoneyretirement.com and register for your free book right now. Well, I'm about out of time, and I would like to thank you for listening to Safe Money Retirement Radio. If you're serious about your financial future, give me a call, and together we'll get your retirement savings on the fast track to accumulate while reducing exposure to market risk. Thanks for listening, and until next time at the same time, I'm Tim Wood, reminding you to stay safe so you can step into a secure future.
You've been listening to Safe Money Retirement Radio with your host, Tim Wood. Find out how to guarantee that your hard-earned money is safe with locked-in returns that will never go down due to market risk, so you can have the future that you deserve. Call Tim Wood now for your free copy of his #1 best-selling book, Safe Money Retirement, Your Game Plan for Success, along with the free Safe Money Retirement Information Kit at 844-905-SAFE. That's 844-905-7233. Or visit him online for more details at safemoneyretirement.com. Business owners, some of you have worked 20 and even 30 years to build your business. You're ready to sell this asset and go into retirement. You don't want to risk or lose any of your hard-earned money. Property owners, have you just sold your property and need to turn that money into lifetime income? How about 401k participants? Have you recently changed jobs or reached age 59 and a half and have a retirement account you don't want to see exposed to market loss? If you have money you're counting on for retirement, we can ensure you sleep at night with our income and wealth preservation planning. Don't gamble your life's work away if you are nearing or in retirement. Take some chips off the table and do something to take the stress out of retirement. Call 844-905-SAFE. That's 844-905-7233. The preceding information does not represent tax, legal, or investment advice. Surrender charges apply to base contracts. Optional lifetime income benefit riders are used to calculate lifetime payments only and are not available for cash surrender or in a death benefit unless specified in the annuity contract. Fees may apply. Guarantees are based on the financial strength and claims-paying ability of the insurance company. No information presented today should be acted upon without meeting with a qualified and licensed professional. Obviously, by calling us now, you are just taking the first step towards protecting your retirement. It's important that you read all insurance contract disclosures carefully before making a purchase decision. Rates and returns mentioned on this program are subject to change without notice.